I have no shame to be a grown-ass man and tell you in front of all my millions of fans, and I'm just joking, I have 400 subscribers at best. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I am a fan of Once Upon a Time. And I love how they mix the modern concept with also the fantasy concept of Mulan and Rumpelstiltskin, Cinderella, etc., etc. Now, it kind of makes me wonder, because the first 6-7 episodes of this shit is this damn cop having this 7-8-year-old boy trying to prove to her ass that fantasy creatures really do exist and all the stories in the fairy tale books are true. Everything was right. J.K. Rowling was telling the truth. Should you tell your kids, should you tell your little Devontae, your little Jessica, your little Keisha, any other stereotypical Negro name that I can't think of, should you tell your kids fairy tales and stuff like that when they're kids? And I've been really thinking about this because, you know, I'm at that point in my life where I do want some offspring. I do want to bring some beautiful chocolate, high cheekbone children in the world. And like, I don't know, bro. Like I'm wondering, like, is it health? I think it's healthy for a kid's imagination to be told the tales of Christmas, to be told the tales of Father Christmas, to be told the tales of the Easter Bunny. But I just don't want to go through that awkward phase where he figures out that the first 70% of the tales I told him as a kid were bullshit, all aligned with him discovering most of his information in the world by social media. You know what I mean? Like we do live in a day and age where whether you buy your kid a phone or not, he gonna have some type of contact with the internet. Whether it's he go to school and he got that one little dumbass kid named Reggie who somehow he just knows everything fucked up in the world before even you know about it. And he's showing your son all of that. So I worry about that sometimes, man. Like I don't know. It's one of those things where you can't win for losing. You know, I want it because when I was a kid, I had a very, very overactive imagination. Like, I believed in everything. I believed I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I believed I was Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. I believed I was Dante from Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I say 4 because the 4 one was really raw. But I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, how I learned that all of that was not possible was just by common sense, just by you grow up in the world and you realize by certain things are not true. But with that being said, the way that I developed out of believing in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and Father Time, Whitney Houston, just everything, how I developed out of believing out of that was just by seeing how the world worked and rotated around me. And that was also how I developed out of belief in out of Christianity. And I come from a very devout Christian family. My grandmama was a pastor. Everybody in my family is saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. But I just got to a point where I was like, man, all of this really is bullshit, and I just can't rock with this anymore. And granted, even though I feel like that, I do want to raise my kids in a church environment because it's hard because I don't believe in it, but at the same time, I'm black, so African Americans, like, church is such a central core in our culture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, it's just such a central part of our culture. Like, I want to raise my kids around that. But at the same, I don't know. It's, you know, I'm just going to tell them Snow White exists. Fuck it. And I'm going to tell you that's one thing nobody ever talks about is when you were a black child growing up, half them tales that your mom and daddy told you about, they believe they damn so. Because a lot of y'all don't know this because a lot of my fans are of different origin. African Americans, we are a very, very, very superstitious culture, a very superstitious people. Same thing with Mexicans. When they tell you that story about the Kukui room, they kind of believe about that. And the Yayarona, they believe in that too. With us, if you are really of Negro American descent, at least one time you watched a scary movie in your house and your mama told you, don't play that in here because you're going to let something in. Bitch, what in? So I can't watch The Exorcist, but you can watch The Best Man, Boomerang, and you wonder why my daddy ain't coming home every night. Bitch, what are you letting in? You feel me? So, I don't know. I think the moral of the story is it's just food for thought, baby. Just food for thought.